Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing fantastic no matter where you are. It just makes me so happy talking about things we love. And tonight, there's no surprise. We're going to talk specifically about two knives in my collection that I truly love. And I think this wouldn't be a surprise for many of my existing subscribers that love knives. That you guys know the XM24, which is the bigger boy here. Just let me zoom out a little bit. Is one of my favorite design when it comes to large. You wouldn't call this full size. This is beyond full size, proper 4-inch. I think overall more than 9-inch. This is something that I truly love, and that's why I have a few. But tonight we're gonna talk about this one, just in sort of comparison. We're gonna have a bit of casual talk with its smaller brothers. That is the XM18. Now, before I get into the knives, I do want to give a shout out to the watches on our wrist, and again, just to squeeze in a bit of my love and passion. Come on, camera. Let's get the lighting condition works here. There you go. Okay, so guys, here is my message to you. You'll know that this sumo platform is one of the designs that I resonate the most after owning so many different Seikos. And out of the sumo, which I have two, that is the jade and this one, which is the gray one. If you guys still want to get this one as a brand new, this is probably your last chance. Because if you Google SBDC097, which is the model number for this, it will take you a while to find an international AD that still stocks them. I was very lucky to grab it on a secondary market in Australia because this watch was originally purchased from a very reputable Sakura watches. I think for under 600 USD at the time. That was a fantastic buy. And again, you know how sort of Seiko's really getting ahead of themselves. If you look at their sumo lineups right now, I gotta say I'm getting confused myself. Some of them have ceramic bezels. Some of them has got their GMTs. Some of them still has this different colorway of this setup. So I'm really not sure how many generations that we can call officially the sumo has developed. But this is one of their I guess early production of the Gen 3. I think Seiko started doing this about 5-6 years ago. I could be wrong. But again, this is a JDM model. So you want to be able to find or source a SPB model of this because there isn't any that on the international market for this watch. So guys, if you're on the fence about this gray anthracite sumo, think no more. And especially if you look at the pairing of this beautiful Super J Jubilee bracelets from Strapcoats, I think it's just such a pair made in heaven. And guys, you know what? As a whole cost, this costs well under 500 USD. As a Seiko fanboy, you can rock this into any watch catch-ups, and people wouldn't sort of look at your watch as just not a turtle, just not a Willers, or SPB 62 Max that was extremely popular. Very well done watches, by the way, but this is truly something exotic, something unique, something really standing out from the crowd. And your watch geek friends will certainly appreciate that those details on the dial, and it's just such a fantastic execution here, right by the Seiko. So guys, again, massive shout out to the watches that I have on the collection. I truly enjoying this, and hopefully this will stay in the collection for at least many months to come. I cannot say years so far, right? So guys, now we'll bring back to what we're going to talk about tonight. Now, the reason why I thought talk about it is because I want to give you a bit of history about my relationship with Hinderers knives. When I entered the hobby, 2022, I think late 2022, it was impossible. All right, you guys, any new collectors, any newcomers to the hobby were saying, Felix, you're lying, but I'm not lying. You can ask around. 2 years ago, okay, it was 2.5 years ago, it was impossible to buy a brand new XM18, which is the smaller one, the 3.5 inch, or XM24. Why? Very simple. There are 3 ways that you can purchase Hinderers knives. You can buy Hinderers knives on the drops from official Rick Hinderers website. Okay, back in the days, it was impossible. I just haven't seen any drops. Again, that was a bit of maybe interruption by the COVID, and sort of the production and activity got interrupted, but it was very hard to get. Or the second way, you can buy one of those knives from such as the DLT, a big reputable authorized distributors for Hinder knives. There are a few others that I can think of. US made Blades has them, but I think in terms of large scale distributor, DLT is probably the one that I get to think of, and they're actually doing quite a few sort of exclusive DLTs, such as different blades and what kind of stuff, right? So when I entered the hobby, it was impossible to buy them. Okay, now you move few years prior to the time that I entered the hobby. I'm looking at 2016 to 2020. Right, I heard stories where this is spec'd up with titanium sort of from scales, but I'm looking at the original scale, which was the G10. Okay, so the G10 of XM18 price was $425 as a retail, and this was the price since forever. Okay, so kudos for Hinderers. I think that's a tremendous thing that I've done to the market. The XM24 was $595. If you rewind the time, instead of 2025, we'll go back to 2015. You think about buying one of those Hinderers XM18s for $425 at G10 scale, you had to pay $600, $700, even $800. That's what I heard on the forums. I've seen a couple of transactions still dating back to that old days, but people were paying $700, $800 for Hinder knives at a G10 scale. Okay, and it's not because Hinder knife choose to charge them. That was a pure secondary market prices. Just like Rolex's supply and demand, when you have the supply shoots up, if the demand cannot catch up, then automatically the price will go up. That's part of the market. Now, the reason I want to give you guys this bit of heads up, again, for anyone that is relatively new to the hobby, okay? You guys are blessed. Why? Because right now, after COVID, things are going back to normal. And of course, the team at Hinder Knives, they want to achieve great goals. So they have upscaled, they have increased so much in their production level that where you can now often see a brand new XM24 or XM18 in different finishes, different blade shapes available at the Rick Hinder Knives. Just subscribe to their email list, or you can buy from a large distributor such as DLT. So that is a great thing to have, okay? But it's still quite a bit of demand there. So if you want to get your hands on one of the, for example, a ship's foot blade, or this one is the Spento blade, you still gotta hurry up, because every time when they drop, you will see people get online and just snap them up. So that is a great thing to see. So I guess right now is a good opportunity for me to bring those two bad boys out, so I can give my subscribers and audiences some sort of transparency in terms of how I become a collector of Hinder knives and what I've learned in the last few years. Now we're gonna start talking about the big one, that is the XM24. Now, this one I have here is one of my favorite knives. And look at that beautiful horsehead titanium scale. Those scales, of course, that blue one as well, those scales are the scales that you can only buy from Rick Hinder Knives' official website. DLT won't carry them, nor does any other distributors. You have to check, you have to be subscribed to their email list. So every time when they do put things in stock, you get a notification on email. And that's how I was able to get a few of the tie scales, not this one, because this one came sort of in this spec, as I'm the second holder or the owner of the knives. And the beautiful things about this knife is if you turn around, you will see the lock side scale is actually textured. And that is a fantastic thing. That is a fantastic thing to see, because out of my many, I guess, couple years or many months of looking at what's on the secondary market, it was the first time for me to see a stonewashed standard textured finishes, which I think is really good on the lock side, really special and just fantastic. So it was great to see, and of course, not to mention this beautiful geometry of ship's foot blade. Now this ship's foot is brand new. I haven't used it yet, but I do have experience using other knives such as my Benchmade Reptilian, which is also the ship's foot. And when you talk about utility and strengthening when it comes to cutting different materials, there isn't really another blade shape that I wish more, if you're ever going to throw me out there in the wild, because it is so strong. The cutting area is so large, so easy to work with. You can work this on a piece of meat. You can work on it vegetables. You can work in materials, and this is going to cover so much variety of usages, and you will be loving it. All right, so this is the XM24, a truly special blade, guys. And I guess there isn't much of feasibility here, but just look how smooth to some starts it out. It is truly amazing. Okay, now, and then we're going to talk a bit about the smaller brother of the XM24, that is the XM18. Now, this one is the Spantle blade shape, which is very aggressive. I think is one of the best thing that Hinderers does, and of course, I think this is really exclusive to Rick Hinderers, where the front proportion of that blade has been strengthened. It just provides so much cutting power. Again, you wouldn't be surprised to see many Hinderers knives stay forever in the collector's collection in terms of the boxes or a beautiful display stand. But often in the same time, you will find many legendary farmers. You can see many people in the field that they're proud of carrying part of their gear because they believe this is truly the masterpiece from engineering side of things, and designers really paying tribute to people that has done great work in the businesses. So you see many of the Hinderers knives actually in hard use, and because they are truly great. Now this XM18 is the anodized blue with you look like a gold tone horse scale. I really love this. I think this is really a piece of art, if I can say. If I turn in the middle, you can see those backspacers being sort of not upgraded, but just changed into a different color. That is I think this could be the copper or brass. I think it will be the copper. And look at the inside, you can see some Hinderers knives logo on the, I guess, the nuts on the other side of the lock side. And you see a very good consistency throughout. And of course, with the year of that tab 2020. So this is S45VN. Of course, we're looking at standard tri-way. That means you can change your pivot mechanism with ball bearings, phosphor browns, or just the washer, right? So that is a great system, which we'll talk about in another video to come. And the lockup is about 40% lockup. I wouldn't mind about this lockup though. I think this is fantastic. Zero lock stick, guys. Look at that, 0 lock stick. And the action, guys, just check this out. The action is out of the world. Again, in terms of feasibility, you can use the traditional flipper, flips with authority, or you can do thumbs flip. You can even do reverse flip on this, I believe. Because this thumb start on the other end, so really no problem at all, guys. Okay, so XM18 and XM24, for any newcomers to the hobby, I wish you best of luck. I hope you learn a thing or two from the video that we just seen and made here about XM18 and XM24. And to any subscribers that have been in the game for a while, that you had many Hinderers knives for American-made great blades, that please chat in the comments down below in terms of what your favorite knives are or what your experiences with your XM18 or XM24, and I'll surely join the discussion as well. All right, guys, that's it for today. Hope you guys have a great time no matter where you are, and surely talk to you guys very soon again. Bye-bye for now.